So excited.
This is Chris Morrow at Comic-Con at Home, and I am talking to the panel, the X-Men Fandom Surprise Party panel. Please introduce yourself and tell me where you are.
Sure. My name is Chandler Poling. I am on planet Earth here. Obviously, I'm actually in Hollywood, California, and I am the moderator of the X-Men Fandom Surprise Party panel.
All right, and I'm Regina, and I'm living in St. Louis right now, and I'm so excited that I got to be part of this panel.
I'm Dylan. I'm in Springfield, Illinois, and this was the funnest thing ever.
I'm Khelan Bhatia. I'm based in Washington, D.C. and with the Homo Superior podcast. I was so excited to be part of this amazing panel.
Hey, I'm Jake Wallace. I am also holed up in Hollywood right now.
Hi, I'm Amanda Lynne. I'm here in Los Angeles as well, and this was so much fun.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Riley, and I am in North Hollywood. I'm one of the co-hosts of X Reads podcast.
Very cool. I guess I didn't say I'm behind the convention center in San Diego. And I'm excited to be here with you guys too, to talk about your panel. Please tell me about it and tell me the surprise.
Sure. Okay. Well, so I invited all of these panelists that you see with me here, and under the disguise that it was just a panel about being fans of X-Men. So everybody thought that they were just going to be on a panel talking about their favorite characters, what they love about X-Men and whatever. And what they didn't know is that I had secret, celebrity guests pop into the Zoom channel and surprise everybody, which is why it is a surprise fandom party.
So who was it?
Okay, so our special guest that popped in, we had two voice actors from X-Men the Animated Series in the 90s. The voice actress Lenore Zann, who played Rogue, and the voice actor of Wolverine, Cal Dodd. And then we had a very obscure X character. Her character is Emma Frost from the Generation X pilot series from Fox in the 90s. And her name was Finola Hughes. And all three of them kind of popped in at different times to surprise everybody. They were not expecting it.
That's so cool. How did it feel to have them pop in?
It was wild. I know I personally got into the X-Men via the animated series in the early 90s, and I think some of these guys did too. So to hear Lenore and Cal actually come in and be Rogue and be Wolverine, those are still the voices I hear in my head today when I read the comics, especially Lenore, because it's such a specific take on the character that just is so perfect in my mind. So yeah, it was wild.
I love how willing they were too to actually say some of those amazing lines in their full character voices. Lenore said one of my favorite lines from the entire series. It's Rogue's line about looking more nervous than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. And just to hear her say that to us live was really fun.
That's cool.
And I loved how much, even after all this time, they still obviously are so excited that they were part of the animated series, and they were still very enthused about it. And as far as Finola Hughes, she came out in a Generation X pilot back in the 90s, but she's been in a lot of other stuff. And I recognized her from Charmed as well. So I was like, oh my God. And I just couldn't even say anything. And Dylan said, say something. And I said, I can't do this.
Like Regina said, for Finola to be so willing to be a part of it and excited to still talk about something that was not really well received by a lot of outlets in the 90s. It was just really awesome to have her talk about it. Like Regina said, she's more famous for things like Charmed and All My Children and General Hospital. So for her to take the time to talk to comic book fans was incredible.
Yeah, and she's,
go ahead.
Sorry, she played one of my favorite characters, Emma Frost, and I think is still, even though the movie wasn't well received, is still the definitive Emma. So I was just really excited that she was able to spend a little time with us. Sorry.
In all honesty, Finola Hughes for me, meeting her was amazing because in my mind, she is Emma Frost. Her portrayal, that pilot is transcendent. And just seeing her just pop in, I was so surprised.
Yeah, and the interesting thing was, you know, it was aired as a movie, but it was originally shot to be a pilot for a TV show that didn't go anywhere. And she was telling us she's actually still close with some of the then younger teenagers that were in the cast that she was sort of a mentor to while they were filming. And it's just crazy to think. I mean, I think that was almost 25 years ago that, you know, she created those relationships. Well, Kel was amazing. Kel was sitting by his pool with a giant Wolverine cutout with him.
Really?
So yeah, it was pretty wild. He did a couple of the lines. I forget what episode it's from, but the line, I think it's from the Hellfire Club episode. The line basically where he's threatening someone to attack him because he basically says, you know, are you going to get to me before I turn you into shish kebab? And it's just funny. It's just funny hearing this guy say that next to a pool, but with this giant cutout of Wolverine with his claws out sitting next to him.
That was one of my favorite parts, how not only did he have the classic Wolverine cutout, but how he hauled it out to the pool just for us.
Because, you know, Wolverine loves hanging by the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think he would have stayed on as long as he could have if Chandler hadn't moved along the conversation.
Yes.
I feel like most of what Cal was saying was every line that he had from the animated series. and that was like 20 years ago. So for him to be able to remember those memorable lines was pretty amazing as well.
From Lenore Zan on her life, because, you know, she is actually a member of parliament in Canada now. So it was so fascinating to, you know, see the trajectory, or, you know, to hear about the trajectory of her life and how important she is to the Canadian people.
That's cool.
And I think that what Lenore was saying about her role as a politician and becoming a superhero in real life, that really spoke to me. And I was like, you know, I would like some kids now to see this incredible woman. She was part of this, you know, incredible series, and, you know, us as parents, we shared this with our kids. So I told my daughter about it. My daughter is 12 now. She was like, really? So she went from the animated series to being a politician? So for me, that was exciting to be able to share that with somebody from an up-and-coming generation.
And now that Xmen the animated series is on Disney Plus, I get to force my niece and nephew to watch it beginning to end. And we do not skip those opening credits.
You can.
I was watching a couple episodes the other day, and I was like, wow, I think this might be the only series that I've never once skipped the opening credits to.
It's the best theme song ever. I mean,
so good.
It just is.
Well, that's great. Thanks, guys, for coming over here. I appreciate it. What a big surprise and a fun party. I hope you do it next year and invite me to it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to be part of the party.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I'm sure we'll do it again as long as Comic-Con welcomes us back, and maybe we'll get even more amazing surprises. We'll see.
Hey,
Stay tuned.
maybe we could do it on your boat next time.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Well, I'm Chris Morrow, remotely connecting from home this year. We miss you, and we'll be back soon. Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks.